January the 17th, 1991, 2:38 in the morning. 8 AH-64 Apache helicopters crossed the Iraqi border, flying at 30 feet, below radar, below detection, below anything Iraq could track. Their target, Iraq's entire early warning radar network. 23 minutes later, it was gone. Every dish, every station, every link in the chain. The Gulf War had not officially begun, but for the Apache, it already had. The Apache was not built by accident. It was built by necessity. Specifically, the necessity of stopping Soviet tank formations from rolling through Western Europe. Vietnam had taught the Dedicated Attack Helicopter, Advanced Aerial Fire Support System, the program that would produce the Apache. Bell submitted the AH-63. Hughes submitted the AH-64. The Army evaluated both for 3 years. In 1976, Hughes won. The AH-64 flew for the first time on the 30th of September, 1975. It entered U.S. Army service in April 1986, 11 years after that first flight. From the beginning, the Apache was designed around one mission profile: find armor, destroy it, get out before anyone knew you were there. Today, the AH-64 is operated by 17 nations. It has been through 4 major conflicts, and it has never been replaced, because nothing built since can do what it does. The AH-64 Apache carries the M230 chain gun, 30mm, mounted under the nose turret. 625 rounds per minute. Effective range, 1.5 kilometers. On the stub wings, 16 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, laser-guided, semi-active radar, range 8 kilometers, designed specifically to defeat modern tank armor. But what separates the Apache from every other helicopter ever built is not the weapons, it is the targeting system. The TADS system, Target Acquisition Designation Site, gives the Apache's gunner a direct feed laser rangefinder, forward-looking infrared, and a daylight television camera, all in one integrated package. The PNVS, Pilot Night Vision System, is mounted above the TADS. It gives the pilot a thermal image of the battlefield projected directly into his helmet, the IHADSS. Wherever he looks, the nose sensors follow. This means the Apache can identify, track, and engage armored vehicles at night in bad weather from distances the enemy cannot detect. Maximum speed, 293 kilometers per hour. Combat radius, 480 kilometers. Service ceiling, 6,250 meters. The longbow radar, the distinctive frisbee-shaped dome mounted above the rotor, is classified. What is publicly known is that it can simultaneously detect, classify, and prioritize up to 256 targets and engage 16 of them at once. This is not a weapons platform. This is a flying command and control node, capable of reshaping a battlefield before ground forces ever arrive. Gulf War. Operation Desert Storm, January to February 1991. 277 Apaches deployed to the theater. Over the course of 100 hours of ground combat, they destroyed more than 500 tanks, 120 artillery pieces, and 30 air defense systems. The most famous engagement, the first shots of the war. 8 Apaches, call sign Task Force Normandy, destroy Iraq's entire radar network in 23 minutes. 0 U.S. losses. Without that radar network, Iraq was blind. Coalition aircraft flooded through the gap. The air campaign that followed was conducted in total radio silence because there was no one left to listen. Afghanistan, 2001 to 2014. The Apache flew more combat hours in Afghanistan than any other aircraft in the coalition. Close air support, convoy escort, direct action strikes. The Taliban called it the machine that never sleeps. Iraq, the insurgency, urban warfare, a completely different environment to what the Apache was designed for, yet it adapted. The AH-64 proved in Iraq that it could operate in dense urban environments, engaging targets with precision at distances of less than 300 meters without collateral damage. That is a targeting capability no other rotary wing platform has matched. Today, the Apache operates across 17 nations: Greece, Egypt, Japan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Israel, where it has seen continuous active combat since the 1990s. In February 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, the 12th Combat Aviation Brigade in Ansbach, Germany, deployed its Apaches to Latvia within days. A direct deterrent posture on NATO's eastern flank. The AH-64 Guardian, the current production variant, introduced something that changes the game entirely: drone teaming. One Apache crew can now control multiple unmanned aircraft simultaneously, extending their sensor reach far beyond visual range. The Apache is not maintaining the status quo. It is actively evolving into a manned-unmanned teaming platform, a role no one predicted when the AH-64 first flew in 1975. Combat Brief Assessment. AH-64 Apache. 38 years in service, 4 major conflicts, 500 tanks destroyed in one war alone, 17 nations still flying it today. The argument that the Apache is a legacy system is made by people who have not read the AH-64E technical manual. The Guardian variant's drone teaming architecture puts it at the leading edge of what manned-unmanned combat will look like in the next 20 years. There are cheaper helicopters. There are faster helicopters. There are helicopters with lower radar signatures. But there is no helicopter anywhere in the world that combines the Apache's firepower, its targeting capability, its combat-proven survivability, and its ability to integrate with drone systems into a single platform. Commanders who have flown with Apaches do not ask for replacements. They ask for more Apaches. The AH-64 Apache, assessed, remains the most capable attack helicopter in operational service anywhere in the world. Not by reputation, by combat record. Still, the standard. That concludes this Combat Brief Assessment. If this briefing was useful, subscribe. More systems, more verdicts, assessed, not explained.